Hey, so I haven't done a video in almost 6 months, which is a long time. I have been stitching and making, I just haven't been filming. I do have good reasons between working full time, the pandemic, a big announcement, and going back to school. I've just been really busy and I just haven't been in the mood to film. So let's just jump right into life update and big announcement. So usually big announcement on YouTube. I'm sure you can already guess. Okay, everybody say it together. Here we go. I'm pregnant. I am 6 months along. We found out in July. We had just had a big 4th of July shindig, and then the next day we went out on the jet ski all day, and I was supposed to start around that time, and then 2 days later I took a test and here we are, baby boy. So it is our first, and you can go back on some of my previous videos and I kind of touch on it. We tried for 14 months and we were at the point, especially I was at the point where and this was back in July, said, okay, if this month isn't the month, then we're going to start some actual fertility stuff. We had already been tested, so everything looked fine. But it gets very frustrating waiting. But here we are. And he is perfect and big, which means I'm big and I'm going to get bigger, but that's okay because he's healthy. So, and I'm healthy. I'm 38, so that was kind of a concern as well. It's our first. I don't know if I said that. And we're very, very excited. And we still have a lot of baby stuff to do, but it's exciting and overwhelming and very cool. So that's my announcement. That's one of the reasons why I haven't filmed anything, I guess. Okay, so let's see. I have cross stitch stuff mostly. I have one knitting that is baby related. None of the other things. Oh no, one cross stitch that's baby related. I have 2 FFOs. I have 2 whips. I have 3 finishes. And then 1 next in line. Everything's kitted up and ready to go, ready to start. So I did just get back into cross stitching, earlier this year, actually right at the beginning of the pandemic. So that was kind of a terrible time to get started, but I didn't realize all of that was going to happen. So I have been cross stitching for off and on since the early 2000s, but nothing as hardcore as the last 6 months. So I am trying to keep my whips down. I don't think I can be one of those that can just have a ton of whips floating around because I like to finish things. I like to fully finish them and put them in the house and do all those kind of things with it. So the 2 fully finished things are Halloween because it's been 6 months since I've done a video, so I'm past Halloween. It's almost Thanksgiving. So my very first FFO is this cute little Halloween sign. Now I showed this in some of my previous video, maybe the last one. I worked on this for Mania. So back in May is when I did my last video. And it's from one of the cross stitch magazines, and they did it as just individual letters as like a banner. And so I just did it all at once, or all together. It's not my favorite FFO. I just used, like I said, it was in the middle of the pandemic, so I just used what I had. So this is what I had. So I dyed the fabric myself. It's this really cool, like, gray thing. And that went really, really quick, and that was really fun. So I did just finish the back of it with felt. But I hung this on the door and it was great. I did do some ruffle just in some cotton fabric and just kind of ruffled it up myself. Second FFO is something that took me a really long time, I think. You can check my Instagram and I show where I started this. And I was determined to finish it before Halloween, and I did, and I was able to display it for like 2 weeks before Halloween was done. But that is the Crypt Keeper from Witchy Stitcher. She's one of my favorite designers. We're big horror Halloween fans, so I love most of her stuff. This is Pleasant Screams. It's the Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt, if you're not familiar. And this took me a long time to do, but only because it was the first big project that I ever did. And I was determined to finish it. And I think it turned out great. I had this frame already. I think the frame looks great. I just framed that bad boy and there he is. So that's my 2 FFOs. And then my 3 finishes. I gotta reach over a little bit. I don't remember. I might be cheating a little bit, not on purpose. I don't remember if I showed you back in that early video where I was working on these 3 and I was working on this. But I finished him and I do plan on doing the other 2, but so when springtime comes around, I'll work on the other 2. But Mr. Rabbit is done. And he looks pretty good. I haven't pulled him out since the spring, but here he is. I used all the call for colors. And I think they just look great. So, not really sure how I'll fully finish them yet. I'll probably wait till I get, excuse me, the other 2 done and then see how it looks. My next one is my oldest one. I've talked about this probably in every, sorry, stuff is about to fall on the floor. In about every video. It's the very first cross stitch ever that I did. I started for my mother. My mother passed away almost a year ago. And all I managed to do, I did finish him in the middle. And I started this one and then decided that I hated it and I didn't want to work on this anymore. And that to pay, is it homage or homage? Homage? That doesn't sound right. To pay tribute to my mother, I would pick something else that was Santa Claus related. And I have, and that'll be in a later video once I start it. It's a full coverage, so yikes. That's why I haven't started it, because I'm kind of overwhelmed with it. But I did finish him with back stitching and all. He looks great. And I'm going to fully finish him as a pillow or an ornament. And so there's that. And then my latest, I actually worked on this as soon as I finished the Crypt Keeper. Excuse me. As soon as I finished the Crypt Keeper, I started on this. I figured he would be really quick and easy. Again, he's on the cover. I don't know why I tend to do things that are on the cover, but I do. But Mr. Deer here. So I did change a little bit of the colors just based on what I had and what I thought looked a little bit better, but you can't really tell. It pretty much looks the same. But here he is. All finished. I love how it turned out. I used him to practice my stitching in hand. And I did end up using a hoop because I'm still trying to get my stitches tight enough, working on my tension when I stitch in hand. I like stitching in hand because it feels like it goes quicker, but I did end up using a hoop just so he could be nice and uniform. And I think he turned out great. So I already have all the stuff pulled out to finish him with since he's in the season. He's going to be a pillow. And I'm trying to add some pillows and have a little, what do they call those? Dough bowls or whatever? I don't know. A bowl with pillow, cross stitch pillow stuff in it. So I have the bowl, and so he's gonna be my first pillow for it. And I'm gonna put this fabric on the back. It's not an exact, like what I would absolutely go to the store and pick out, but it's something I had. I have a lot of it. So if I wanted to do like a bunch of different reindeer pillows, I could finish it with these and they'd kind of be cohesive. I don't know. I have a lot of it. And it's cute. The colors are right. It's kind of a vintagey thing. So I'll finish him like that. And then I have a couple of trims that I have pulled out. One is this silver. One's this silver, one's this white lace, and one is this like fringe, pink fringe. So what do y'all think? 1 or 2 or 3 of these, and around the edges or around the bottom, I don't know. But I thought that was pretty good. I was excited about that. So that's my 3 finishes. And my 2 whips. Okay, like I said, I don't like to have a lot of whips. I am in the mood to cross stitch Christmas stuff right now. I'm moving right ahead into Christmas stuff, which is kind of unexpected, but it's okay. So my one is, well, I say that, and my one whip is not, one's Christmas, one I'm about to show you, and the other one is not, but that's okay. So this one is, all the, says, Happy Christmas, I think it's called, yeah. Happy Christmas by there, it's right there, and I just love it. I love the colors, and yeah, I just love that it was relatively small. It's not humongous. It's just kind of taken me a while to work on it though. I don't know why, but it is. So I dyed my own Ada for it. It calls for, what does it call for? 18 count. 18 count? Yes, 18 count Ada. So that's what I used. Dyed it myself. I was going for more of a black, but then I don't really like, you know, it's kind of hard to stitch on black, especially 18 count for me. So I was like, you know, I'll just do like a dark gray, you know, it'd be cool. So this is what I've done so far. And I finally invested in not only needle minders, well, I didn't invest, I just bought one of those little packs at Hobby Lobby or wherever, but needles. Like I invested in actual DMC, the right size needle, and that makes a huge difference. I was just using whatever I had, and it was making the floss all fuzzy, and it was a mess. So I've noticed a huge difference once I started using the correct needle. So that's really exciting. But here he is. I'm just kind of jumping around. I did have Santa's sleigh done, but then I unpicked him. Oh, you can kind of tell. Can't you? Huh, interesting. I didn't like it. It was all crazy. So I took him out, the sleigh. And I'm just kind of bouncing around. I am using all the called for colors because I love them. And I saw no need to change that. I did go ahead and do the border. And that's my first time ever doing a border like that. I really like borders. They're fun. Okay, so the only change I'm doing, let me get my pattern back up here, excuse me, is you see on the pattern here in the trees, there's a squirrel. Now this close up, it doesn't look that bad, but you look at it as a whole, and one, there's no other animals besides reindeer, and it's not like, it's kind of woodland, I guess, colored, but color-wise, but I thought the squirrels looked weird. I mean, they're kind of humongous for the tree. And it took me a while to figure out what they were. I was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, they're squirrels. That's really weird. Why are there squirrels? So I'm Xing the squirrels. So I will just do the tree all the way up. So that's why the border is all the way, because I'll just do this tree all the way up, just like a normal tree. So, but I like it, and pretty basic, nothing terribly complicated. And I am trying to, especially with the houses, trying to do the half stitch and then going back through and doing the full stitch, because I feel like it lays flatter. So it's pretty nice for the houses. So there's one whip. And then my second whip, and yes, I only have 2 whips, is something I picked up at my first ever visit to a real cross-stitch store. I don't have any near me. The nearest one I have is almost 2 hours away. I have one close to me, 2 hours away in any direction. If I go down to Alabama, if I go up to Knoxville, Nashville, if I go over, I mean, they're all about 2 hours away. So, but back in September? August? Sorry, somebody shot a gun or car backfired or something. Back in August, September, my husband and I went to Arizona for a vacation, / it was an original vacation to DC in April. And of course, that didn't happen and didn't need to happen. And so we bumped it to August, September, I think the end of August into September. We went to Arizona instead. And I went to a real cross-stitch store and picked up this very old pattern. Fireside Originals Desert Sunset. You know, very Arizonia. I wanted something that was, you know, matched our little trip. So, and I think I'll do that with all our little trips. We're going to Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg in a couple weeks, and I'm going to go to a cross-stitch store there and do the same thing. Try to pick up something that matches our little trip. So, got this, was really eager to start it. And the woman at the cross-stitch store even gave me little pointers on how to use variegated thread and blended thread, which I thought was awesome. And so yeah, there's that. And I can't show you that because that's the pattern. But I haven't been working on this because I bought one of those big standing light lamps, right? So it has the lamp part and then a clippy thing, excuse me, and a magnifying glass all in one, you know, and then it converts down to sit on a tabletop. It broke. The magnifying glass broke. So I'm waiting for them to send me a replacement lamp. So that's why I'm really only working on the Prairie Schooler, because you open that up and the whole pattern is huge. So I can see it, no problem. But the Arizona Sunset thing here, the pattern is itsy bitsy. Like the other paper has a pattern, you open it up and it's like itty bitty. So I was like, I can't work on that until I get my light in. So anyway, here's my progress. Haven't worked on it in a while. It does do blended threads, which I've never done. And has a variegated floss. So it's pretty neat, you know, something different. But here we are. It doesn't look like much, but man, pulling this out, I really want to work on it now. How funny. Okay, so here we are. I'm starting over here, I guess. Yeah, I'm starting just on the side. I'm trying to, for certain things, especially since this is just a long thing, I'm trying to start from the left to the right instead of in the middle and around. I don't know. Wow, just trying it out. So here we are. And that one's really fun. Once I can stitch on it again, I'll get back to it. Now, I feel like it'll go pretty quick. I mean, it's not just, there's not a lot to it. So, there's my whips and my finishes. Last thing I have to share is my next thing that's kitted up and ready to go. It is baby related. And I'll tell you why. So, it is going to be something I can hopefully get out of this plastic package. Okay. It is the March Snapshot by Pine Mountain Designs. You know, they have one of these for each month. I also bought the November and the June. My birthday is in June, and the June one is like camping and stuff, which we're big campers, so I like that one. The November one is just really cute with a turkey and stuff, dark colors. This one I got because I am due with a baby boy in March, and we are doing a jungle safari theme for the nursery with an emphasis on lions. So I thought this was perfect. And also we have decided on his first name. And so that will go, maybe, I'm thinking about it, that will go, I'm not going to do the Luck anyway. It says Luck right there. I'm going to do, and it's a short name, I might do his name right there. And then kind of hang it in his nursery, and it'll be baby related. So, very excited about that. I have all of the called for threads already. I ordered those with the pattern. Now I just have the Gentle Arts and the specialty threads here, but I have all the DMC as well. And then because I'm still very unsure about linen and even weave and all that, I'm still kind of sticking to Aida. Actually, I think I got this just to see what it was. I don't know, but I didn't get it for any specific reason, but it just so happens to be so it says 32 count lamb's wool linen or 16 count Aida, and so this is 16 count lamb's wool Aida. I was like, well, that's perfect. So I'm gonna do him on that. Very excited to start that. And I do have a couple of other things I'm starting and kitting up, but once I get them started, I'll show them in my next video. That way you'll have something else to look at. That's all I got. It's a good bit of stuff. At first, when I was going to do this video, I was like, I don't have a lot to show, but I kind of do. So, thanks for sticking with me if you stayed subscribed, and stay tuned. I'll do more videos, and I'm really enjoying all the new Flosstube people that I'm coming across. And oh, I have a non-cross stitch thing. So the cross stitch portion is done. Thank you for stopping by. If you don't want to hear about, if you don't want to see my baby bump and you don't want to hear about knitting, then you can just get on out of here and we'll see you next time. Otherwise, so one baby project that I've started, the only baby project that I've started, is a baby blanket, knitting a baby blanket. Now it's very simple. I just wanted something easy and quick. So this is bulky yarn. Let me super bulky. Is it bulky? Yeah, just bulky. It's the Yarn Bee Sweet Delight Chunky Storytime in Storytime. That's the color. Okay. So I picked this out months ago when I first found out I was pregnant. No, that's a lie. As soon as we found out it was a boy, I picked this out. I wanted to start a blanket. I wanted it to be very simple, but very boy. So, pick that out. And I have just this skein left and then the blanket will be done. So it's kind of exciting. Now, I wanted something super simple, and I don't think I have. Yes, I do. That's not it. Hold on a second. Okay. So, this is a very terrible black and white picture of it, but it's just a, is it garter stitch where you knit every row? Yeah, so it's just garter stitch, but it's just so cleverly done that it's just so fun and easy to do. So this is where I am. I'm already on the decreased part. Oh, he's big. Oh, I'm tangled. Hold on. Okay, so here we are. Here's the corner. So you start in this corner and then you increase, and you do this cute little ridge edging here. And you just keep going, bye. And then you start, you get through half of your yarn and then you start the opposite. And you start decreasing. So it'll be like a big, you know, like this blanket. You know. But okay, so I think I swallowed a little bit of the yarn there. I'll end here, but that's really fun to do. Here lately I have been getting a little bit of insomnia, pregnancy insomnia, so that's really nice to pick up and knit to get sleepy. So that's all I have. I'm gonna back up the camera and show you my baby bump, and then that'll be it. So hold on. Okay, so here we are. We are 6 months pregnant with our first baby boy, due in March. And he is snug in there. Now, I look like I'm about 18 months, but I am showing quite a bit. But I'm glad, you know, he's healthy. He's doing good. And I'm in the almost 3rd trimester, and I have lots of energy, and I feel great. So we're just gonna keep on rolling. So, all right. Me and baby boy say bye. Bye.